the spread of COVID-19, practice social distancing, and wash your hands. Welcome to InfoHub. Ghana is prepared to handle projected COVID-19 cases, and the government says it will respect the ruling of the court on elections-related matters. These and other top stories in this, our Monday, March 30, 2020 newscast. Thanks for joining us. First up, the Minister of Public Health, the Honorable Waldo Lawrence, has been continuously updating the public on new information regarding COVID-19 and the initiatives taken to guard against the spread of the virus, which is on local shores. During a press briefing today, the minister expressed confidence in the country's preparedness to handle the projected cases. She further stated that as of March 30, 2020, the amount of confirmed local cases remains at 8.
Speaking at the Public Health Ministry's daily press briefing on Monday, Minister Lawrence said confirmed cases came from regions 3, 4, and 6.
Of the numbers above, the regional breakdown is as follows. In region number 3, 1. Region number 4, 6. And region number 6, 1. These numbers are disaggregated as follows. 1 child, 7 adults under 60 years of age, and 1 adult over 60 years of age. Of the total confirmed cases, the number of imported cases is 4, and local transmission 5.
Minister Lawrence announced that a total of 46 citizens were tested, from which 8 of those results returned positive and 1 inconclusive.
The number of persons in institutional quarantine is now 36. Of the 7 persons in isolation, 2 are hospitalized in the COVID-19 ICU units. As it pertains to regional capacity, we have used the PAHO model to determine the number of projected cases for Guyana, which stands at 1,400. Of that number, we will be preparing for 100 persons requiring ICU, 300 isolation beds across the country, and capacity for 730 beds for institutional quarantine.
Further, the Public Health Minister said additional measures will be implemented to contain and mitigate the spread of the virus.
The ministry will be strengthening community and hospital surveillance, as well as the rapid response surveillance team.
Globally, in some 210 countries, the confirmed coronavirus cases stand at 634,835, with the number of deaths at 29,957. In the region of the Americas, the confirmed cases have hiked to 120,798, while the number of deaths stand at 1,973 in 51 countries. For InfoHub, I am Kellon Rover reporting.
In keeping with the government's commitment of ensuring that Guyanese are safeguarded against COVID-19, Public Health Minister, the Honorable Waldo Lawrence, made an impromptu visit to one of the quarantine centers on Sunday, where she hosted separate discussions with the staff and residents.
During her engagement with those quarantined, Minister Lawrence explained that the COVID-19 pandemic is not to be taken casually, and it requires the help of every Guyanese to be contained. The Public Health Minister stressed that the intensity of the pandemic requires full cooperation and should not involve politics.
Because if we allow you to go back into your homes and your communities and your clubs and all the things that you do and all the people that you would meet, if you are a host, then you will be infecting each and every one of those persons.
Addressing the employees, the minister said it is important for every employee at the facility to take all precautionary measures.
Despite you are working here, we want you to also exercise social distancing.
Doctor in charge, Terence George, disclosed that the administration is implementing every necessary system to ensure that the residents are comfortable. The residents have since expressed their satisfaction with the improved services they have received.
We have all come to the place, this being day 4, realizing that, everything, it has steps, and I can say that we have been seeing improvements.
For InfoHub, I am Kelon Rover reporting.
Also present during the visit were Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Public Health, Colette Adams, and the Director General of the Civil Defense Commission, Lieutenant Colonel Kester Craig. In some news from the Attorney General's chambers, over the weekend, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, Senior Counsel Basil Williams, emphasized that the government will respect the rulings of the court on the ongoing elections-related matters.
We have to abide by the outcome of those court matters. As you know, President Granger has said that he will be bound by the Constitution, by the directions of GCOM concerning the conduct of the elections, and the rulings of the court.
Presently, there are 3 main elections-related cases in the High Court. These include the case brought by private citizen Yulita Moore to prevent GCOM from conducting a national recount of votes.
The learned judge held that he had jurisdiction, and that was not surprising because it was a matter similar to that before the learned Chief Justice that was brought by Holodar. And the learned Chief Justice there said that the court had jurisdiction to judicially review the actions of a statutory commission or body. That is.
However, Justice Holder ruled the High Court has no jurisdiction to order GCOM to submit statement of polls to the opposition to the People's Progressive Party. The Attorney General noted this is due to the fact such matters can only be raised by an elections petition, as stipulated in Article 163 of the Constitution. Other cases before the judge include one by the Leader of the Opposition that challenges the declaration of results made by the returning officer, which GCOM's Attorney Senior Counsel Neil Boston says is also a matter for an elections petition. For InfoHub, Gavin Lewis.
Meanwhile, the case blocking GCOM from carrying out a recount of votes cast on March 2, 2020 did not proceed today, as the High Court, consisting of Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George and Justice Naresh Harnanan, have put a hold on the matter. InfoHub has been tracking the case. Here's that story.
The full court, consisting of Acting Chief Justice Roxanne George and Justice Naresh Harnanan, has put on hold the ongoing voter recount matter that is currently before Justice Franklin Holder. This is to allow the full court to now consider a request made by the People's Progressive Party about the matter of jurisdiction of the court to hear Yulita Moore's matter. On Friday last, Justice Holder ruled that the High Court has jurisdiction to hear the recount injunction application filed by Yulita Moore. However, on Monday, the People's Progressive Party filed an injunction for a stay to allow for an appeal to move forward about the matter of the jurisdiction of the court. Yulita Moore had filed a fixed date application FDA against the Ghana Elections Commission GCOM, the chair of GCOM and the chief elections officer. An injunction was subsequently granted blocking GCOM from conducting a recount of the ballots cast in the March 2nd general and regional elections. Speaking briefly to InfoHub, GCOM's attorney, Senior Counsel Neil Boston, explained that the injunctions are in place pending the ruling of the full court.
They are mutually exclusive matters. The issues raised in one are different from the issues raised in the other. Yulita Moore raised issues different from what Jardio has raised in his application. The court should have ruled on that this afternoon, but the Chief Justice said that they are going to make a ruling on jurisdiction tomorrow. The injunctions and so are still in place. They haven't been removed.
Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
Tongues are implementing preventative measures as the country ramps up fight against COVID-19. And we share some do's and don'ts as we work together to prevent the spread of the coronavirus. The details of these and more when we return. Thanks for staying with us. As Ghana ramps up its fight against the spread of the novel coronavirus, several tongues have implemented preventative measures against COVID-19. These include curfews, public sanitation exercises, and the closure of some businesses.
In a brief press conference to address the novel coronavirus pandemic, Georgetown's mayor, His Worship Ubraj Narain, reminded the public of the importance of taking the recommended precautions.
I want to say to the public and the citizens of Georgetown and to my Guyanese brothers and sisters that we should take this COVID-19 very seriously. We should stay home. We should stay safe. And we should take all precaution to avoid this kind of virus to spread among ourselves.
The mayor added that while Georgetown will not undergo a lockdown, social distancing plays a major role in containing the spread of the virus.
And I must say that some of our people are not taking COVID-19 very seriously. We are operating as normal. We should take precaution because of our family members who we live with can able to be affected. This here is a national issue, and that the city cannot make a decision to close businesses or other entities done just like that. We will continue to work with the Ministry of Public Health, the Ministry of Communities, and other stakeholders. And also I must remind the public, the President signed an order a few weeks ago, an executive order, and we as a city will await on the next move because we believe we have to fight COVID-19 as a team.
Meanwhile, in the fight against COVID-19, the Regional Health Emergency Committee has implemented a mandatory curfew system in Linden, including the closing of businesses from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., with the exception of supermarkets and pharmacies to close doors at 7 p.m. The Linden Town Council, in collaboration with the Linden Fire Station, also conducted a sanitation exercise at the Mackenzie Market area. The New Amsterdam Mayor and Town Council has advised for public places such as bars, nightclubs, beauty salons, etc. to be closed immediately. The council further recommended that only persons selling essential products such as meat and vegetables will be allowed in the market. Additionally, residents are urged to be indoors by 7 p.m. Failure to comply will prompt necessary action by the Guyana Police Force. For InfoHub, Gavin Lewis.
Before we go, here are some do's and don'ts to help you safeguard yourself and families from the coronavirus. Do remember to do your part to ensure that you do not put yourself at risk during this time. If you're pregnant and wondering how you can protect yourself, follow the same guidelines of washing your hands frequently, avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Keep a space between yourself and others, and if you have to cough or sneeze, please do so in your bent elbow or use a tissue. If you have a fever, cough, or difficulty breathing, seek care early, but remember, call beforehand and follow all medical advice. That's all for today. Connect with us on our social media platforms, including WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, as we bring you the latest and important news related to COVID-19 and much more. Also, subscribe to our website, dpi.gov.gy. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.